Domo arigato. This is Mr. Roboto, and welcome to my channel. And Happy New Year. I haven't uploaded a video in quite a while. I've been busy. I was away for the holidays, and I made a resolution that I'm going to be a little bit more, I guess, discreet and patient in purchasing comics in 2019. I wanted to get back a little bit to buying statues. It has been a while since I bought one, and I've been wanting a Harley Quinn. Actually, I went to a place called JC's Comics in Toledo, Ohio, and his back issue bins are okay, but his statues are incredible. He's got tons of Marvel Bowen statues, which is the reason why I went there, and I ended up picking up a DC statue. Um, his prices were really good, and I just really love the look on Harley's face there. Would not want to meet her in a dark alley. And when I was in Toledo, I didn't realize at the time that's where Silver Age Dave lives and has his famous comic book room. And next time he has invited people to stop by and say hi. And next time I'm going to take him up on that. And I'm looking forward to seeing his comic book room. I pass by through Toledo on the way from Pittsburgh to see family in Michigan a lot. And unfortunately, I usually just drive through, but I'm going to try and spend some more time next time. I did pick up a number of interesting books on the road, and let me show you those. Okay, this is, of course, X-Men 135, Dark Phoenix. I'm not usually a big X-Men fan, but it was only $15. It was one of those I couldn't pass up. This is X-Men 205, and this one was $8. I got this because of the art. I had seen that Barry Windsor Smith had drawn this issue, and it really is fantastic, beautiful art. I'll show it to you in a bit. It relates to another purchase that I made. I picked this one up. First appearance of Old Lady Harley and Harley Quinn 42. That was only $3.25. I don't know how I came across that. Vampirella #1, a J. Scott Campbell cover. I usually will pick up a J. Scott Campbell cover every day. This Vampirella cover, I had seen it for a while. I think it goes for quite a bit of money online. I think it's pretty rare. I'm not sure the issue number, but I got it for $3.25. I thought that was pretty much a good deal. I picked up this Matina cover of Thunderbolts, number 131, featuring Deadpool. Thought that was an awesome cover. Picked up Image First of Revival. Good story by Tim Seeley and covers by Jenny Frieson. This is number 16. Another cover by Jenny Frieson. I picked up 2 of them because you can't find these online. I found a Fantastic Four number 56. The only reason why I got this is that is a Gabriel Dell'Otto thing, and he usually doesn't do the thing, I don't think. I picked this one up. I really don't know. It's about Batman Day #1, Batman Endgame. It's a GameStop exclusive. I got this at Second and Charles. I hadn't seen it before, and if I hadn't seen it before, I'll usually pick that up, especially if it's got Batman on it. This one I got at Second and Charles as well. This one was $15. I've been wanting this book, and there it was, so I grabbed it. I couldn't believe I found this at Second Charles. Black Hammer #1. It was $5. In absolutely great condition. There are a few spine ticks there, but kind of hard to find. A gentleman who worked there came up to me and said, "Hey, do you like the Avengers? Here's a hot issue." He said it was a great price. I really wasn't collecting this run or anything. I think it has something to do with the origin of Moondragon, possibly. Or something to do with Manus. I'm sorry. If anybody knows, please let me know. It's Avengers 135. I picked this one up because that is early Adam Hughes. Vengeance of Vampirilla number 6. And Vengeance of Vampirilla number 7. Another Adam Hughes, early Adam Hughes cover. Saw this Supergirl 43, which is, of course, Joshua Middleton. It was 95 cents. I think I bought a copy on eBay for several bucks, so that was a steal. Zatanna number 9, no big deal. I usually pick Zatanna up when I can find it. This one's a really hard book to find. The Beauty, issue number 1. This is a Jenny Frison cover, absolutely gorgeous cover. I found one copy online that I bought. This is my second copy. It was $5. I'm probably going to list it online. I found this issue of Dark Avengers number 4. It was a variant edition. I figured, you know, that was kind of a cool Venom cover, so why not? I found Farmhand number 1. Appeared to be in good condition. Actually near mint condition. Very beautiful copy. I couldn't believe I found this one. Dark Reign, Dark Avengers number 1. It's the second printing variant. Detective Comics, number 414. Really awesome Neal Adams cover. And I couldn't believe I found this. Batman, number 21. This is only $1.95. This is, of course, Jock. And I believe this is also the book that has the first appearance of Duke in it. So I was really thrilled when I found that one. I couldn't believe that was there. And then I ordered this on eBay. There's Conan the Barbarian, Marvel Treasure Edition number 4. And I ordered it because I've been watching this channel called, I believe it's called Cartoon Kayfabe or Comic Book Kayfabe. I'll put the link in the video. And it is a video by Ed Piskor, who did Hip Hop Family Tree and who's currently doing the Marvel X-Men Genesis book right now. And he had recommended this because he had thought this was the venue in which these stories should have been presented. Just gorgeous, gorgeous art by Barry Smith, then known as Barry Smith. And then he changed it to Barry Windsor Smith. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art. And one of these stories, The Road to Aguilona, or I'm sorry, Red Nails, on page 40, that was originally published in Savage Sword of Conan, so it was originally published as a black and white story. And what they did was they colored this specifically for the Treasury edition. So it previously hadn't been colored before. But Barry Windsor Smith's art is so detailed and so beautiful. I just love looking at it. And you know, it's kind of funny. You look at some of his work, some of the faces. Some of it's a little rough. It's, you know, it's early on in his career. There's the back cover. Just absolutely gorgeous art. And let me show you X-Men 205, which is the issue I picked up again because of Barry Windsor Smith being the artist. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It is called Wounded Wolf by Chris Claremont and Barry Windsor Smith. It's a Wolverine standalone story. Just Just incredible artwork. So, I get into different artists, and I like exploring and finding new artists, and I really was not fully appreciative of Barry Windsor Smith. But his art is absolutely brilliant. One last thing I bought for myself was this book by Taschen called The Marvel Age of Comics, 1961 to 1978. As you'll see, it has a silver cover. It is a hardcover. Has a drawing or an etching of Spider-Man on the cover. It's got a history timeline of Marvel, and then of course it covers the period from 61 to 78, the Silver Age and the Bronze Age. I love books about comics about as much as I love comic books. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I think I'm just gonna show you this way. Of course, it's got all the early stuff. It's neat because it's got different stories, and it's told by Roy Thomas, who of course was a writer at Marvel for the longest time and editor-in-chief there. I love seeing, the art presented in this kind of fashion. I realize, there are a lot of books out there about Marvel and DC that do this, but I think this is one of the nicer books. The paper quality is really good. The binding is really solid. You're getting commentary by Roy Thomas, who was there. There's a Buddy Conan again. And this is the period that was really, I guess, my jam back then is Marvel, what they call Marvel Phase 2, which would be from 1970 to 1978. That's when my collecting of comics got really serious, and I loved all these Marvel books at that time. I bought Giant Size X-Men #1. I told you that story one time before. I got it at a flea market after I had bought Uncanny X-Men '94 from a spinner rack at a drugstore. I went and bought a used copy of this for $10, and unfortunately I don't have it anymore. I had that Marvel Treasury and DC Treasury Edition. Of course, the Eternals, Jack Kirby. More Red Sonja. The Invaders. Now this is a real seminal book for me, was this issue, The Journey to the Center of the Android. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I came in on the Kree-Skrull War and just fell in love with Neil Adams' artwork, fell in love with the Avengers. And there's something I want to show you here if I can find it. Ghost Rider. Oh yeah, I loved Kill Raven. War of the Worlds. That's kind of interesting. I guess Killraven's outfit was based upon Zardaw's. That kind of makes sense. Kind of a funky outfit. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Back in the day, the Marvel and DC would mail their comic books. Actually, I'm not so much sure about DC because I was only ordering Marvel back then. But you would get your comic book folded in half and sent in an envelope. Mine didn't close at the bottom like this. When they sent it, it was like halfway up. And then what they ultimately did, because people were complaining about getting a creased comic book. Could you imagine getting the Incredible Hulk 181 and having that crease down the middle? What they started doing was leaving the comic book flat and using just a brown paper that could easily slide off. And I remember, for some reason, they usually came on Saturdays, which I was in school back then, so I was excited to wait around for the mailman to come to deliver my comic books. And if Saturday would come around and there were no comic books that day, I would be so disappointed. Sometimes I'd get one comic book or two. It was hard when I would get none. There was one time I remember where I got like 12 comic books. They must have all been late. Man, that was a great day. I still remember going to the mailbox, opening the mailbox, and seeing all those. You wouldn't want to get that folded in half, I guess. Howard the Duck. I loved Howard the Duck. Master of Kung Fu, of course. Iron Fist. Yeah, this is a really cool book. For anybody who loved Marvel during the 70s or, Silver Age, Bronze Age, this is great. I can't wait to sit down and, really start reading it. Looks like Chris Claremont or Dave Cockrum. I guess that's Chris. Anyhow, check out Ed Piskor's channel, Comic Kayfabe. I think you'll get a kick out of it. Thanks.